Don't you just hate it when your Claymore breaks? Now I'm doing it properly with this. Spot there, redo that one. It's a tight fit side to side, but that's okay. I can clean that up with some the chisel. I'm going to have to do that, yeah, because that's a tight fit there. All right, now it's to work by hand. All right, I ground this down a little bit and got these to fit. Now I need to trim them to length and then sand them down to an oval shape. It'll fit, well, sort of oval. It's kind of almost like a rounded diamond shape. And, well, that'll fit in here and then over this here. This fits on up to here, but the bottom butts against this. So the length needs to be from there down to there, so everything will fit tight. That's 5 1/8 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim these down to 5 1/8. Okay, got them to length now. Yep, just right. Now, comes the part that's I'm not necessarily all that good at, the finesse. That, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on here, kind of butt them together, and then I'm going to tape them together so that I can at least attempt to draw some stuff on there that'll give me some guidelines as to where to sand it down to. We'll see. See what happens. Let's just give it a shot. I just can't sand it with the tape on there. I'll just sand the tape off, but we'll see. This has got a little wobble to it, but that's okay. I gotta draw. Can you see there? Yeah. Gonna draw some lines here that show the part it has to fit over. Now, this doesn't look right. So I think this is a point where I need to use a wider pencil point, because I think the narrow one was going way underneath slipping down in the gap there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Now I'm going to use my drill press vise to kind of hold this in place vertically here. And I'm going to chip out at least a little area and get it where it'll fit over that area there. We'll see how it goes. Don't want to do too much and make the wood split. Not even a minute split there already. I'm just giving it a little bit of a line to work on. Now it's to chisel some of that out. Get a narrower chisel and see, oops. And just this is hard wood, so maybe I should do like little things like this. It's probably not the right way to use a chisel, but they also need to be sharper than this one. And I wasn't really happy how that was working because these are not super scary sharp. So I can't really shave across this end grain, and I'm afraid of making it split. And so I'm going to actually have an old Harbor Freight tool that I've actually been happy with. I haven't used it all that much, but it's actually kind of like an oversized Dremel, but it has interchangeable heads, and one of the heads is just like a chisel head. And I've never used it before, really, at least not that I remember. Let's see how it works. And I gouged it up a little bit, which is fine. It's all inside, it'll be hidden. And I realized I only need to go down a certain distance. It's about 1/8 of an inch. Actually, how long is it? It's a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. What I need to do is go ahead and mark. I'm going to go ahead and mark that here. And now I'm going to go ahead and actually use a chisel and kind of make a stop right here, I guess. Not a stop, an edge to work to. See how that works. Actually, this is kind of working. I started chiseling a little chisel, and it's actually chipping away pretty good. And I haven't destroyed the piece beyond using yet. Here I've gone past the little mark, or the little depth cut I made. Let's see here. Yeah, keep working at it, see how it goes. All right, those of you that actually have some skill with a chisel probably saw what I was doing wrong. I was gouging out in the place that was solid, and once I started working from the bare edge and worked in, when I had flipped it over and started just cutting here, then it's like, oh yeah, just shave off in. It worked out pretty well. This is pretty rough looking, but it's going to be hidden, thank goodness. And it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit tight, which doesn't matter because you can't see it. But it does go on and slip over smoothly. Then that's all that's required. Now I got to do that. Do that with the other half. I guess if you want to see what I'm talking about, you guys can always skip forward if you don't like this. But just taking it in there, getting a little bit. I'm going to end up hitting the camera phone here. Shaving a little bit, and then just breaking it off. Doesn't quite break off. Use the sharp part of the chisel to kind of cut through and pry it out. There we go. Here we go. All right, next step will be to draw on the outside here. Because it's going to need to be, gosh, pencil lines all over the place. Because this is going to have to taper out. You can see you've got square there, and it's got that sort of diamond shape. But that'll be sanding down. All right, we can move on to that, I guess.